Hello, Peddler. You know, this town, I don't like it. They're getting restless. You and I both know it. You promised me we'd be the honest sort. And this don't feel honest.
I know, Flower, I know. It doesn't feel right to me either, but this is our home. We have to protect it. Isn't that the most honest thing there is?
Well, I suppose it is, but is it really ours? Can we lay claim to it? And if we have to protect it like this, do we really deserve it?
What do you mean? Of course we do. No one deserves it more than you, and I'm gonna make it safe for you, alright?
Well, alright. Just be careful, alright? And promise me one thing.
Anything at all.
Make sure you're right. That we deserve this home. When it's all said and done, we'll have a lot to answer for. Do your best to make sure it's worth it. Make sure we...
Time to get up! Come on, up everybody, up! Get your rumps out of bed, you lazy mules!
Brodage's Peddler, sales record 732. Woke up way too early and fresh start. Rock was making breakfast. There's a weird thought. I can't remember the last time I had something that wasn't off some random trader or scrounged up off some semi-edible corner of the wasteland. Last time I had breakfast in the kitchen was... I don't want to think about it.
Good morning, Mr. Tumblr. What are you making?
Call me Rock, little lady. Formalities ain't necessary. And this here's gecko hide bacon, frying up with a few eggs from... well, you probably don't want to know where they're from. I got some bread, too.
Wait, meat? You eat meat?
Yeah, of course I do. Don't you?
It's yummy.
She never has before. She's not from around these parts. Grew up with, let's say, a silver spoon in her mouth.
What? I did not. Yes, silver spoon.
Ah, I see. Ain't never had wasteland cuisine before. Well, you're in for a treat then. The meat might mess with your stomach the first time around, but you'll get used to it. And it's well worth it. Where you from, anyway? The Society?
Yeah, she's from the Society. Used to be a noble before she crossed the wrong pony. Almost ended up on the wrong side of a slave collar before I happened across her. Used the last of her bits to pay for passage to Megamart to find work. Right, Sunbeam?
Oh, right. Of course.
Right. Anyway, where's that sleepy unicorn you had with you? Don't he want food? He's been sleeping since you arrived.
He was in an accident. He doesn't wake up. Sunbeam here wants to let the old sawbones over at Megamart take a look at him.
Ah, gotcha. A regular bleeding heart, ain't she?
You don't know the half of it.
It's the oddest thing. He popped up in my dreams last night. Whoa there, Peddler. You okay? You stiffened up awful quick just then.
I'm fine. I thought I saw a spider.
Yeah, gotta watch out for them. In any case, he was trying to tell me something or other. Not sure what exactly. Memory's fuzzy.
Yeah, dreams are like that. Fuzzy memory and all that. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah.
Hey, Sunbeam?
Yes, sweetheart?
You're really pretty.
Oh, well, thank you. You're pretty too, Penny.
No, I'm not. I'm sick and scrawny. I want to look like you.
Hush now, little one. You'll find just the way you are, okay?
Okay.
Now, Mr. Peddler has some medicine on his wagon. Will you take it?
Will it taste bad?
Probably yes, but it will make you better. If you take it, I'm sure Mr. Peddler will donate some of the fun things he has in the cart to help in your recovery, won't he?
Now wait a minute.
Won't he?
Fine.
No worries, no worries. I'll toss in some extra trade goods to cover it. I'll have one of our ponies stock you up with gecko hide and some water. Sound good?
Fair enough.
See? I'm going to make sure today is a good day. We're going to have fun.
You promise?
I promise. Now come, let's get your medicine so we can do the fun stuff.
All right.
I followed Sunbeam and Penny out to the cart. I didn't have much fun stuff on the cart. I did have an old doll and a few pre-war Ministry Mayor figures. Knockoffs, but from the look on Penny's face, she didn't care. Sunbeam's pretty good at foals. If she wasn't so young, you'd have thought she had a few of her own. As though anyone would want to bring a fowl into a world like this. She took the toys into the house and played with the little filly for a while until she fell asleep. Then she went back out to the cart and brought something else inside. What's that?
Pipsqueak's briefcase. You know, from the museum.
Oh, you mean a thing you damn near got killed for?
Well, it is Pipsqueak.
And just who is Pipsqueak?
You don't know?
No, I don't. I'm not much of a historian. I focus a bit too much on making it from one day to the next to worry about the ones gone by.
Well, he was only one of the most famous, crafty, handsome, intelligent spies on the field of Trottingham during the war.
Handsome?
Well, he was! That's beside the point. In any case, he was instrumental in getting secrets from the zebras and kelpies in Trottingham. He saved countless lives.
Didn't save enough by the looks of it today. What are kelpies, anyway?
Oh, I forget they're not indigenous to this portion of Equus. They're not flying creatures either, so I only know what I've read. But they're water-dwelling folk. Fairy folk. Like ponies, but aquatic. Trottingham is an island when you get down to it, so the Zibricas trying to get a foothold in the country were quick to make pacts with them.
Fairy folk? Aquatic? That doesn't sound real threatening.
The book said that's what most ponies say, before they realize they can't hold their breath very long.
Oh.
But that's getting off topic. Pipsqueak was great friends with Princess Luna before the war, when he stayed in Equestria, but when the war started, he returned to the Trottingham field. He used subterfuge and trickery to save a lot of soldiers from dying, and that can't be discounted.
If you say so. And what do you hope to find in his briefcase?
I don't know. We have to get it open first.
We?
Well, I assume you're going to help me. Whatever's in the case might be valuable. I only ask that you let me keep any personal photos or memoirs we find.
Want to find out more about your crush?
It's not like that!
Sure it ain't. Anyway, you have a fair point. Let me get my lockpick. The lock on the case was surprisingly complex. I broke quite a few bobby pins trying to get it open, but I never do anything halfway. It took time and effort, but eventually it opened. There we go.
Ooh, let me see!
Inside were a bunch of old documents, a few photos, which Sunbeam immediately started fawning over, and a pip-buck.
Oh my gosh, let me see!
You said any tech was mine, so therefore, this is mine.
But
that's why you have to be careful making deals with me. I follow them to the letter. Now this is valuable. Pip-bucks go for a pretty penny.
But you couldn't just sell it! You already have a pip-buck on the con. I've seen it! Sell that one!
That's not for sale. That's never for sale.
Well, why not? Surely it can't be historically as valuable as this one. I mean...
Sunbeam, I'm not going to have this conversation. My reasons are my own. It's not for sale.
I'm sorry. Can I at least look through it first? There might be some interesting audio files.
Fine. Do what you want. But don't break it or you're paying for it.
Thank you. It's password encoded, but I think I can crack it. There we go. The password is Stellar.
Pipsfield Journal, December 21st, Trottingham. Initiating recording. I've been asked to meet Luna in a tavern. I'm not sure how she plans to get away from her post. She's been hard to contact since Celestia stepped down. So busy all the time. We used to talk a few times a year at least, but since I've come to Trottenham, and since she took her sister's place, we've been distant. I hope we can catch up today. My work here has been less than safe. If something happens in the field, I'd really rather we not be so estranged. But Trottenham is a dangerous place for royalty. Some think the war is just a play for royal power. There's talk of revolts. Attacks.
Would you like another, sir?
No, thank you. I'm waiting for some pony.
At this hour? I'm sorry, son, but I don't think she's coming.
I didn't ask for a drink, and I don't need your input either. I'm being very polite, but please leave me alone.
As you say.
Is this seat taken?
Yes. Like I told the bartender, I'm waiting on some pony.
Well, who could be so important as all that? Are you waiting for the princess or something?
Excuse me?
You're cute when you're surprised, Pipsqueak.
How do you know my name?
Because, A, you're becoming quite famous, Pipsqueak. Everyone's heard what you've done for Trottingham. You're a good soldier. And B, because I've known you for most of your life. Don't you recognize your favorite princess?
Luna? What is this? Some kind of illusion?
Not quite. I am the princess of the night, Pipsqueak. I can visit my subjects' dreams.
So this mare, the one you're talking through now, she's asleep? You're using her?
Calm yourself, Pipsqueak. This mare's name is Scarlet. She is perfectly aware of my presence. She agreed to this. I have several ponies in this area to facilitate communication. They suffer from an illness. They call it sleeping sickness. Were it not for me, they would never wake up. But I, being the ruler of the night, correct the imbalance of dreams, and in return, they allow me to use their bodies while they do rest. I call them sleeper agents. Do you like?
That's...
clever? Ingenious? Look, Pipsqueak. I am currently in my bedchambers, asleep. While my body rests, none of my subjects can ask anything of me. I am guarded, and my time taken every second of every day. It is the weight of a ruler. I have to make decisions every second of every day, the fate of Equestria on my shoulders. If it were not for this, we might never see each other. The lives of ponies are so short. I don't want you to disappear.
All right, Luna. I can understand. So long as she's willing.
She is. Now, as much as I would love for this to be a purely social call, I must ask something.
Oh? And what is that?
The changelings. Where do they stand?
It's not as easy as all that, Luna. You know that as well as I do. They want nothing to do with the war.
But I know that you have been in contact with them.
Yes, but only as an ambassador. They trust me, but I don't think they will fight for me. You know their queen. All she cares about is the changeling cause.
But they must know that if this war goes south, it's all of our heads, not just mine. There are no better spies than changelings. You can't tell me Chrysalis is not scheming.
Well, I won't say she isn't, but I can't get involved. Rumor has it that the zebras have got kelpies on their side. This place is an island. You'd know what that would do to us.
I know. You're worried about your home, but I need this. Equestria needs this. You must turn them to your side. That means you must talk with the Queen.
And just how do you expect me to do that? The zebras know just as well as you do how useful changelings might be, but they don't trust them. Their lore says to kill them on sight. Chrysalis is guarded more heavily than you.
Well, I have one way. What do you know about Project Moonlight?
I know that word around the soldiers is that the last stallion connected to that name has 2 less legs than he ought to.
A malfunction. It's been perfected. I need you, Pipsqueak.
Down with the crowd!
What? What happens next? That can't be it!
Or maybe it is. Who cares?
Who cares? There's next to nothing about changelings in history. As far as the record is concerned, they vanished. We owe it to the world to...
Sunbeam, Pipsqueak is dead. Everyone in that recording is dead. It doesn't matter.
Well, it matters to me. Here, there's some more files, but they're encoded. I'll have to crack them.
Well, you have until I can find someone to buy that thing.
But they're far more complex than the first!
Work fast then.
Fine. I shall take my work elsewhere then.
I don't like looking at the past, even if it's not my own. Some things are better left dead and buried. Sunbeam left the briefcase sitting on the ground when she walked off in a huff. Probably not thinking clearly. She might be mad at me, but I haven't got time to look at history when the present is trying to kill me. I reached out for the case to put it back on the cart, but as I did, I hit a strange button on the lid. The top half of the briefcase slid away. Inside was something I've never seen before. It looked like a harness, but something on the inside glowed a bright white. It felt wrong. I can't quite put my hoof on why. It was like in the middle of the night when you feel something watching you and you shiver. I didn't like it. I thought about calling out the Sunbeam, but I stopped. I slid it back into place and closed the briefcase. Prodigy's Peddler, sales record 732. I think some things are better left dead and buried, no matter how much they try to dig themselves out.
Good evening! This is your trusty Trottenham source for Wasteland info, trying to find a new wavelength. This has been Once Upon a Time. Peddler was played by Dragonite. Sunbeam was played by Starry Flame. Rock was played by Def Punk. And Penny by Annalala Dream. For the record, I want it to be known I do not like that name. I'm sure she is wonderful, but that name is a bit of a... well, I can't say it on air, but I want it to be known it's a that. In the rear. In the recording, Scarlet was played by Scribbler, and Pipsqueak by Jaffa Archfield. The song was Once Upon a Time by Tony Bennett. And I'm not going to do that again because I don't want you splicing through it all. You'll stay safe on the shores of our lovely little island. Watch out, as the Kelpie warnings are at a low mode, but only 7 sets of hooves have washed up this week, which is a 30% drop. Still, no reason to go swimming when you don't have to, eh? This is Broadcaster, signing out.